want to have the CIP at our work session, and then we canceled the work session, and asked Mary Beth to do a CIP presentation for us tonight. So I should appreciate you doing that, Mary Beth.
Sure, and this is going to be a pretty quick presentation just to kind of give you the highlights on each of the projects. So for Hughes Road widening, we've billed and completed about 21% of the project thus far. They're currently working on the west side of the roadway. For the additional lane widening, we're projecting completion in the fall of next year. And again, if you have any questions, please ask me as I move along. I'm going to try and crank through this. For Sullivan Street widening, about 23% of the project is complete. Currently installing the storm pipe on the east side of the street. Looking to finish this next winter. For Short Street widening and sidewalk project, we had some utility hurdles which we've worked through, so they're now doing the utility relocation and expecting that project to be completed in May. I should add all of the completion dates are weather dependent. The Balch Road widening project, this is an ALDOT funded project, so it has a completely different timeline. ALDOT requested additional analysis from us. We had to submit a revised environmental report, which was given to them in November. They're supposed to be finished reviewing it in February, and then they're telling us that project might start in August of 2022. And again, that's a start date for the widening piece.
That pains me.
Will that include the roundabout?
That's another slide. Okay. And just the widening is funded by LDOT. So that's, again, a protracted time frame. For the Garner Street extension and Shorter Street widening, those are projects that we're doing in relation to the new middle school. So given all of the different projects that we've got going on in that area, engineering put the drainage improvement plans together and got those out to bid, and we're hoping that you'll all award work for that in January. We'll have to do the road project separately, and all of that needs to be completed for when the middle school opens in the fall of 2022 or August of 2022. For Intergraph Way, we are looking at a restriping project from Madison Boulevard down to Business Park, and that project is grown to also include widening of Quarry Road, which we've talked about, and also we would be doing some intersection improvements. It's a fairly, at the intersection of Quarry and Intergraph Way, it's a very wide, there's a lot of no man's land, so we're going to redefine that intersection with a roundabout. So engineering design is about 90% complete for the restriping and the roundabout. We haven't really started the work on the widening piece yet, and we don't have a construction timeline just yet for this project. Ultrana Highway and Graphics Drive is another restriping project effectively. This is ALDOT funded. The ALDOT consultant has completed their survey work and they're currently working on preliminary design. We do not have a time frame for implementation just yet. We have asked the ALDOT consultant for a schedule, and we'll hopefully get that soon. We have a couple of resurfacing projects that will are being funded out of the budget. Seegers Road, the city portion at least, would be done in this current fiscal year. Engineering, Gary's mentioned previously that he's going to try and get coordination with the city of Huntsville and Limestone County to do all of Seegers Road, but just the on the image on my right, the green area is what's in the city of Madison, and so at a minimum we would be doing that. And then on Madison Boulevard, resurfacing from Westchester through Production Avenue. So the Balch and Gillespie intersection, Councilmember Spears, engineering is about 90% complete with that design. We don't have a schedule just yet for implementation, in part just because we've got a lot of projects going on. We've got to get the design finished, and then we'll move forward. We are hoping to put that out to bid in the first quarter of 21, and we'll just see how that timeline works out.
So to clarify, that's our project.
Yes, it is.
Balch is ALDOT's project. Is there any concern that we'll get the roundabout done and then they'll come through to do Balch and that might cause some issues, or?
Well, concern might be strong, but is the likelihood that there could be something like that occur? Yes, of course, because it's a transportation project, and
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, not to minimize it, it's a possibility. I know engineering is going to do everything that they can to make sure that the design is seamless. As we've learned, so oftentimes LDOT comes in with little adjustments here and there, and so I'm sure Gary's going to be and his team are going to work hard to minimize that.
God bless you.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating because I think the city started this project in 2014, I believe, with the roundabout. Does that sound right?
I think it was more like 2016, 2017 was being discussed. Maybe there was an earlier iteration. I wasn't here at that time, but yes, this is a city-funded project. The intersection is. We have 2 traffic signals on Madison Boulevard that we've got designed. We've applied for a Rebuild Alabama grant for the one at Production Avenue. You all approved that grant submittal, and so we're hopeful that that will get approved and we can move forward with that. That signal in particular is really helpful to our industrial area to get the signal at Production Avenue. And then the other one is the modification of Intergraph Way, which is important with Town Madison and the multipurpose venue. We have a Safe Routes to School project that we received grant funding for, and this is for Bradford Farms, serving the Rainbow Elementary School. Construction is slated to begin this week. It's supposed to start today, but with all the rain yesterday, I'm thinking it might have gotten pushed out. But this week is when they're scheduled to begin and expected to be completed this coming spring. So moving into more recreational-oriented projects, we have the Phase 2 portion of the Mill Creek Greenway, which Public Works is working on. This would extend the Greenway to the parking lot at Spotted Farm Road. It's about the project's about 90% complete and should be done this winter. Oakland Spring Branch, the first phase of the Greenway, we've been talking about this for a little while, and engineering is coordinating with the developer of the property to the west, and it's just a matter of timing for grading and site work. Weather has been a factor as well, and we think it's getting a little closer, right, Gary? Yeah, we're hopeful. In terms of park projects, we have the expansion of Palmer Park with the soccer fields and parking, dog park, walking path, etc. The ball field lighting installation has started, and we've ordered the portable restroom. It's due in February, and we're hoping this project will be all wrapped up in March, just in time for sports season. Home Place Park, we've got mobilization started. We're still waiting for ADEM to approve the permit, which allows us, our contractor to do site work, and we're expecting this project will be completed in May. And the Bradford Creek Trailhead project, you can see this is a fairly recent aerial. All the parking is already in the walking path. We've ordered the portable restroom. Delivery is expected again in February, and this project also to be completed in March of 21. And then lastly, these 4 projects are essentially complete, but you might see some paperwork come through. One of the council meetings on Hardeman Road, that was a repaving project. It's all completed except for final striping still needs to be done, and that'll happen in 2021. The library parking expansion, we're just waiting on getting the library or the landscaping installed, and that will be on your agenda at your next meeting to award that contract, and then that work would get done in January. For the multi-use venue, we still have a commissioning item that's being finished. You still haven't seen the last invoice related to that. And the Wall Triana multi-use path is finished. We just haven't processed the last invoice yet, so you may see something else on that as well come on your agenda. And happy to answer any questions you may have.
Mary Beth, could you please email this to all of council? That way John and Teddy can see it as well, and we can all have it.
Sure, be happy to.
Thank you.